Welcome to Just Passing Through. This video explains how small changes in your life, especially in regard to your physical activity, can affect your overall well-being. It speaks to developing new habits. I hope you enjoy it. Changes are best done slowly. Making changes to the way you do things is not difficult if you do them in small steps. For instance, if what you want is your youthful figure back again, like you once had, then breaking it all down into 10 steps, just to pull a number out of the air, is easier than one giant step of losing all your excess weight in about 2 weeks. There are generally 2 areas where you will need to step up your game: what you eat and becoming a bit more active. I would never recommend that a person go out and run a marathon as their first step to becoming active. The likelihood of you injuring yourself is higher, the more out of shape you are. How can I say this? I once did something to the arch of my foot after a run. It was the first time out for me on a new physical fitness regime. When I got to the doctor, he asked me, "Are you an athlete?" I laughed and said, "Yeah, you could say that. I ran the length of 3 houses, and this happened." This was a nasty case of plantar fasciitis, where the tendon at the bottom of my foot tore somehow. It took over a year of icing and not walking or trying not to walk before it healed. It probably took longer to heal than if I had taken the doctor's advice and stayed off of it altogether. Hey, I had a job to get to every day. What you can do is remember how you used to enjoy walking. Can you recreate that? When did you enjoy walking? Was it in the morning, in the afternoon, or towards evening after things had cooled down a little bit? What is your current schedule that would allow you to walk in the morning? Likely you could take 10 minutes out in the beginning before you go to work or school to walk around the neighborhood. If you get up a little bit earlier than you normally do, the time you need is there for you to fit easily into your morning schedule. Plus, the advantage of walking in the morning is there probably isn't anybody out and about to either gawk at you or want to talk for 15 minutes. What if you like to walk in the early evening? Can you get some easy-to-prepare meals that you could have so you don't need to be in a hurry, or that you don't have to do dishes at 8 in the evening and have time for a walk instead? What I tend to do when I know I'm likely to be busy writing in the evening is to make soup for a week. Dinners are easy with that. You need not spend a lot of money on a gym membership in the beginning. This is the time you want to tone your muscles and get a little stronger than you were. I had a friend who made it a habit of dancing in place while he waited for things to heat up in his microwave. You could also do push-ups on the kitchen or bathroom counters to the count of 10 a few times throughout the day. You could do a little air punching. There are only the cats to watch you, and I would imagine they would only be concerned if you were right in the middle of fixing their dinner. You can do many exercises from the comfort of your own chair. You could set a timer for half an hour, and when it rings, get up and move around a little bit, shaking your hands in the air. My friend who used to dance around in front of the microwave told me once to add things to a diet rather than to cut out all the wonderful but fattening foods I normally eat. He said being on a diet automatically makes you feel as if you are being deprived. He said to think in terms of adding something healthy to your diet rather than taking things away. So adding in an afternoon snack or a lunch of vegetables like celery and carrot sticks is better than a piece of banana nut bread. Guess what is in my kitchen right now? Calling my name. One time, just for the fun of it, I decided to go on a fast. It wasn't complicated. I just quit eating, but I drank a lot of water. I remember I continued to drink coffee. In those days, I drank my coffee black, and I figured that would be okay. In the 3 days I did not eat during the fast, nothing much changed for me. I did not weaken. I was not tired. I did notice that my teeth got loose towards the end of the fast. I also just missed chewing. My skin cleared up and was so smooth. My eyes got whiter. They were the brightest I'd ever seen them. I also did not lose any weight. The advice I got for ending the fast was to drink super diluted orange juice for a time. What I did was eat the greasiest hamburger I could find. As I recall, it had cheese on it too. There were no reactions to me going back to regular food. I have never again gone on a fast, but I know I can. I also know a human can go without food, though not without water, for 3 days. The reason I went on the fast was just to see if I could do it. I had never gone a day without eating in my life. There are enough truly hungry and malnourished people in the world. I was never one of them, but I wanted to see if I could do it. Here is another thing fasts are good for. They are good for figuring out if you are allergic to a specific food. My friend, the same one who danced in front of the microwave, told me that being allergic to something did not just result in a case of hives. He said it could contribute toward depression. He also said the things we crave are oftentimes the very things we are allergic to. He suggested to me that I might be allergic to the cigarettes I so craved. I never knew that for a certainty, but it was certainly something to think about. Perhaps if I was or am now, it might explain why I had to quit 400 times before I really quit. Now, I get ill if I am around anybody who smokes, whether they are smoking then or not. I never knew how the odor of smoke lingers so around somebody who is a smoker. My friend went on a fast. He was a psychologist and wanted to see if he was allergic to anything. He told me that he went on a rice and lamb fast for 3 days. He said to a Western person, "Rice and lamb aren't a usual meal. I know lamb is not for me, but I do enjoy rice." In any case, after depriving your body of what you normally eat for a short time, you introduce foods that you think you might be allergic to. He said you just sit there and gobble it all down and stand back and wait. For me, it was milk. For him, it was peanuts. I remember he told me he suddenly had terrible leg cramps. To him, that was the body's way of saying, "Hey, cut that out. I'm allergic." It was funny too, because he said every afternoon he craved a chocolate bar packed with peanuts. When I realized I might be allergic to milk, I stopped drinking it for about 6 months. I substituted all sorts of non-dairy milk wannabes, like rice milk and tofu milk. After those 6 months of no milk in my diet had passed, I began to reintroduce it back into my diet, and I have been fine ever since. That's when I realized that you can heal from allergies too. It's all supposition, but between myself and my friend, we got some interesting results. I will include a link in the description of this video to Thayer White's book, Be Your Own Therapist, which you can read for free. So, that's another thing. Your failures are not failures. They are steps in the right direction. Who knew it would take me so long to quit smoking? I felt like such a loser because I failed so many times. It was later on, after I'd quit, that I realized every time I tried and failed was one of those steps I needed to take to succeed. And that's something you can remember whenever the things you try to do are difficult. You are not failing. You have only found there are a bunch of unanticipated steps to accomplish what you have set out to do, no matter what it is. I need reminders to get up and move, to drink more water throughout the day, and to do other things. I'm sure you do too. Over the years, I have set alarms on my computer. I've left post-it notes on the bathroom mirror to remind me in the morning what I want to do that day. I think the secret to success might be to hold yourself accountable. Don't have anybody else do it for you because that just turns into hurt feelings. Do it gradually. If you want to learn a language, spend 20 minutes every day. Or, if you want to be a better writer, write a page or two about anything that sounds interesting. Not an assignment, just something you are interested in. I will put a link to my friend Thayer White's book, Be Your Own Therapist, in the description of this video. It will take you to the Wayback Machine, or as they are called, the Internet Archives. He has passed on, but I know he intended for the book to be available to whoever wanted to read it. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my video, written by Pauline Evanosky. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I'm just passing through.